The scariest thing was I was on my way home from being out of town one night and my dad called and asked me if I could shut down some irrigation valves. Basically like shutting off a water faucet at the start of each row. Usually we ran like 20 to 30 at a time. I didn't have a flashlight, so I just pulled my pickup up to the first valve and shut them off by the light from the headlights. I get about halfway down when it all goes kinda dark, and I whip around to notice something tall enough to reach the headlights completely blocked out the passenger side light, and just as I caught it, crossed over to block the driver's side light before moving along. Like 3 seconds in all, and never made a sound. I talked myself into it being a big coyote. My family owned kind of a small hobby farm, kept lots of different types of animals, but it wasn't our main source of income. One day when I was a teen, I was home alone. I'd spend hours talking on the phone with friends and cousins. I was on the phone laughing about something stupid, standing on our front porch. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw this hairy man-like thing run past and around the house way faster than anything should be able to run. It seemed like a blur. I instantly felt this panic I haven't known and ran in the house. I looked out all the windows and I never found this thing. No idea what it may have been. Not super scary, but definitely weird and disturbing. My grandpa had a farm with free-range cattle. He had a massive property. We didn't always see the cows every day. They go off in the fields in little groups. We knew they were out there, but they just did their own thing. We visited the farm one day. My grandparents weren't home. They always had a spare key hidden on the porch in case a family member was visiting and they weren't around. Well, my mom unlocked the door and the alarm went off. It was loud. Because they're in the country, the alarm was made to sound like a siren to alert the closest neighbours. It echoed all over the fields. We were in the house calling family members on their rotary phone. I love that phone. Trying to figure out how to shut off the alarm. Then I looked out the window. Cows from all directions were running towards us. I had never seen them run like this. They were running at the house full speed, every single one. Then they stopped. They formed a circle around the entire house, standing shoulder to shoulder. They just stood there staring at us. It was so weird. I wish I had a photo, but this was before cameras were super accessible. They stayed there until my grandpa showed up, then they dispersed. I'll never forget that image.